The sexiest, the juiciest news of all is now blessing you, my friends. Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news, baby dolls, Bitcoin over this weekend, 96,000 American dollars. We did not have a move over the weekend. Some people say it was a sleepy weekend. I say that's good. Because as you know, friends, every single time we pump on a weekend, we're coming back. Every time. You make the CME gap, but any time there was any sort of friendship on a weekend, we're like, it always comes back, man. It's actually very depressing. Like every single time it comes back. The only one time it didn't like come back was on the Trump pump, but then actually did come back. What ended up happening? It came back just 3 months later, bang. And then, yeah, this is when altcoins are literally down another freaking 80%. Ethereum gets wrecked and ravaged out here. I've got a lot of juicy news here for you. It's beautiful to see the Bitcoin monthly candle still green, hanging on by the hair of its chinny chin. But yeah, we need the whole month of Marwai to come and play out. And then we'll check out Ethereum, which looks like a dead body. Luckily, we didn't cremate it. Okay, maybe get to resurrect one day. So this is Ethereum. Remember that monthly candle saved us recently as well. A lot of people, just like I've been yelling when I was actually hanging a wee in the morning. I just started yelling, and I started yelling, "It's been 4 trucking years. Can you go up already? How much longer, bro? How much suffering?" And I actually did look up to the ceiling. Okay, I did look up to the ceiling, was hanging a wee, looked out the window. I was like, how much longer? Oh my God, jeez. But I don't know, friends. Like, it's just funny, man. You know what breaks my heart, friends? This is what breaks my heart. For the past, I think, like 2 years, every time I yeah, it's pretty poop, isn't it? People run and go, bottom signal. And I was like, no, don't. They've been doing it to me for 4 years. It's not a bottom signal. It's not. I wish it was. I tried to bottom signal myself like 38,000 times. Never happened out here. At least the only thing rallying is the Bitcoin dominance, which is actually nice, friends. This is like going to charge up the whole crypto industry when everything reverses. Yeah, so pretty much macro and everything has been lining up, I guess, when you're looking at it from the other perspectives. The US small cap poop coins. Nice to see the Russell 2000 has bottomed out. What I'm now going to do is I'm actually going to show you the stock market. Stock market, friends, remember, this is the futures price, okay? But the cash session, so if you type in the SPY, so if you type in, how to hear my tongue. If you had actually some fluff, friends, maybe from my fluffy slippers. If you have a trading view, if you type in SPY, it's the US cash session. Okay, remember, we don't look at that. You look at the futures. The futures and the cash just track themselves. But the cash session is more like, oh, did we finish up? It's like the Bloomberg reporting and stuff out here. This was 9 in a row green, and look, I don't want to jinx anything, but in the past 120 years, when you had just 7 in a row green, that's a bull market. It does not do that in bear markets, okay? In bear markets, it has like super fast, 5% up move and a 3% up move, and then it like stalls out. That's like the low high, and then it starts grinding back down, okay? So what do we make of it here? Well, I'm going to show you some comments from like Donald Pump as well. President Pump is going to walk back a few things out here. Everybody's been losing their mind over the weekend. So we had 2 things. So we had just like this whole spree of the N-word, just girls yelling out the N-word, all different races, everyone just yelling N-word, everyone out here, and then like Grok spamming. And then Elon pretty much had to put Grok in charge for curating the timeline now. So now Grok, I guess, gets whatever's popular or things that's relevant to you. But I'm looking at Grok now. It's improved. I'll give it a bit more time, As you got to see as well, friends, so there's Donald Trump as well made everybody go nuts by putting himself as a pope. And this is like on every news channel out here. Donald Trump is AI. Trump as pope, because there's a pope coming out here. Oh, well, you have like Trump Antichrist, Trump Pope. So that's actually gone wild out here. My gosh, it's such wild. I know everyone's got an opinion, but it's just, you got to look at it like you're in control of the universe, friends. Isn't it just wild how easy it is to push a button like this over and over and over again, man? Just push button. And then things in the background go away. What happened to the Epstein files? Goodbye. What happened to the assassination by the Coconut Intelligence Agency, like US president, who I can't say, otherwise YouTube deletes my videos. Let's not move at that. Look at that, right? Oh, man, all these. Oh, what happened to that unfortunate lady, that poor lady's name? Epstein's, this is the witness. A 17-year-old trafficked girl. Oh, ended her own life, even though she literally has a post from 2019 saying, I am not going to end my own life. I am not, I'm not unhealthy mentally and stuff out here. I'm not of this nature. But yeah, that's just how it works, right? The news cycle. That's how it works. What we can do there, friends, we've got to crank it a bit.
If you step into my shoes, maybe then, no, then you know. If you see it through my eyes, maybe then you go.
Enjoy
Oh,
the nothing candles.
If you see it through my eyes.
Now, pulse chain core coins and everything else not moving around. It's the same thing everywhere, man. I'm going to show you the SOL-btc ratio. Still actually bleeding down. Sol still got a lot of adoption, but SOL-btc saying a different story. I remember Soylana getting the ETF. So remember, friends, when I came down here, I did tell you it was coming down here. You might get this one little burst up where the ETF launches and people think it's like the new reimagining of everything out here. But we'll see, friends, because like when your edge is just fast transactions, guess what, man? It's kind of funny, friends. So people don't know how to read people, okay? People see like Vitalik and they think, oh, this guy's like a loser, nerd, and we're going to win and we're just going to take everything off him. You've learned nothing, dude. You got to learn how to read people, okay? Human incentives, we're all human, okay? But how we talk and how we reflect our feelings, everyone's different, okay? Different ice cream flavors, but still ice cream, yeah? So just because Vitalik says, you know, I like Bitcoin, which he says, he goes, oh, we care about decentralization, which they do. They go, oh, we want Ethereum to be cheap. Oh, we want to care about the layer 2s. Yes. That's okay. That's public face Ethereum. Public face Vitalik. When he goes back into the mogging war room, all right, I literally guarantee what's going through his mind. He's like, you know what? I'm going to make these layer 2s pay. I'm going to make Soylana people pay. I'm going to make everybody pay. Okay, we're going to get back at them. We're going to win. Okay, I guarantee you, friends. I'm not even like going to guess. I literally guarantee you. All right, you don't just accidentally make something that's about to flip a Bitcoin and then it goes down and you just lose the edge. That doesn't actually do that. That happened like that. By the way, that was Ethereum, pretty much. If you're curious as well, Ethereum on the ETH-BTC ratio, flipping, I think if it gets to the ratio 0.16 up here, it actually flips a Bitcoin. All right, horizontal line up here. But so far, no one wants to look at it. Interesting, right? Because it's so far down here, maybe we get something where we like reverse up. In the next bear market, comes back down, everyone says it's over. And then just like XRP, this thing starts moving up. And here we are right now. Just guessing that happens like that. Hope there's better stories and stuff to come along with it, but we'll see. Now, friends, I've got to crack on to you with some juicy news. So first things first, Sommi releases his ultimate macro guide for crypto. Now, I made this video, friends. It's from Raul Powell's presentation. Now, Raul, remember, he's speaking, he's got to do quick 30-minute stuff, and he's just like, oh, ISM, oh, this, oh, yes, this is cool. But I give you actually an extremely deep, and I know like a deep, friendly way, ultimate guide here. This is, friends, this is literally every single thing you need to understand about literally everything macro. Literally everything about what's going on right now and why to be bullish. Literally everything, up and down, left, right. It's amazing. So that one, friends, 40-minute plus video. Remember, friends, I got a lot of extremely high value content. That is, I'm not joking. If you like, you know, someone does a mastermind stuff out here, that's just, you get stuff like that. Okay, you literally get stuff like that. Tells you what that literally. If you don't have that, nothing. Okay, that is literally. Oh, now I get it all. It's all global liquidity, right? And I did all the summaries here for you in my videos. And it's literally everything that your friend Sommi's been saying. There's a section in here, friends, that's really, this is like an extremely important table. Okay, some say table. I say table. This is an extremely important table. It literally compares the growth rate of the past few years of every single asset pretty much in the world. And remember, the government, the world governments, they are printing around 7% per year. Rule number 8. They're printing 8. So if you're getting diluted 8% per year, yeah, If you did not make 8% more money, you're actually losing purchasing power. Okay, because the government's taking it off you. It's taxing you from underneath, and it's using it to pay off its debt. Okay, the debt that it accumulated starting from GFC and then the American wars and everything else, and zombie virus and all that. Okay, the US debt, which is never going to pay off, but they're trying to pay it off until they go rebase. All right. Now, here's the thing. Remember, that's what we call the hurdle rate. So basically, if you're not growing at 8% per year, you're literally losing. You are literally losing. All right. Bitcoin up here is like 130%. Ethereum, the second one, is 113. Solana is 142. So they are all absolutely killing it. Look at all the other assets out here. The NASDAQ is the greatest, which is 16%. Then stocks, 12, 8, 6, 2, 3, 3, 1. Bonds. And then like even commodities are 1% per year losing. Losing minus 1% per year. My gosh. Okay. So actually, look at this. This is the best performing assets in 11 of the last 15 years. My gosh. Okay. Digital assets. All right. So pretty much, it's that's why you go through crypto. You go, oh my gosh, there's only one answer here. It's crypto, and it's not even like comparable. It's like the growth rate is just so freaking enormous. It's easy to pick it. All right, but it's not easy to hold through, right? But yes, that's why we're waiting for this. So that crypto goes parabolic. That's why in this banana zone, it's not going to give you this 100% move, which is a 2x. It might give you like an 18x, but that makes up for the past 3 years or whatever, right? So that's how you understand, friends. Global liquidity. Remember, the governments are printing 8% per year. They do it every year. Trump, China, Russia, Ukraine, all of that is just distraction stuff. Okay, all of it is distraction, friends. Literally everything. Okay, they're printing money. Major loser Jerome Powell not moving the rates. They're printing in the background, dude. They're literally printing. All right. So we are on the right track. Yeah, and also my videos that's why there's a lot of correlations showing you global liquidity rising, and we have also the big macro version of this is actually Raul's chart, but then Carlin talks crypto. He got this famous out here where they want to put him in the halls of Satoshi. Oh, bro, I just couldn't believe it. He just put Raul's to crack correlation. Yes, Habib. Liquidity happens all like that, right? It's funny though in markets, if you're like 10 steps ahead, people say, you're a loser, that's random, even though you're long term. But if you have to be like 1 or 2 steps ahead, 1 step ahead, because you're 1 step ahead, then like, oh, you know what's coming next, up and then down and then down and then up, right? It's funny. There's a chart here, friends, from my video as well, which you will watch, by the way. You will watch. This is Bitcoin up the top, and the bottom is the global liquidity, all right? They match each other. Their correlation is literally 89%. May as well just say 90% correlation. Now, we are literally right here. You see that? We have broken out of this wedge, the black line. Global liquidities rise up. That's just what I showed you. The Carlin Talks crypto, that one, that chart I just showed you. This is just the extended super long version of that. At the tops of the bull markets, Bitcoin breaks away from the correlation. Do you see this? It breaks up and this thing is still flat. But I just want to warn you, in the zombie virus cycle, yeah, look what ended up happening. Zombie virus was tapering off to the right and then Bitcoin was truncated. Okay. And then Bitcoin started going down first. And then unfortunately, they were still printing money. Did you know they were still printing global liquidity 6 months into 2022? Did you know that? While they were hiking rates, they're still printing. Yeah, because they're printing, but they're just getting that ready in case there's going to be a big collapse. And the stock market had like a gentle deleveraging, but crypto pooped the bed. That's why I was yelling at the top of my lungs in 2022, like they're still printing. It's all a scam. They're still printing. It's all BS. You have to buy the dip. And just no one was listening. I wasn't even listening to myself. I was like, man, this sucks because it's just bear market stuff, okay? Now, another big thing from macro, friends, is, Business ISM, one of you baby dolls in my Telegram, you said, Sommi, you've known about the Business ISM. How come you weren't talking about say 2023 stuff out here? Well, here's the thing, my friend. Here's the thing. Okay. The Business ISM data, as I've told you, it's a manufacturing data. It's like a forward-looking indicator for what's happening next in the economy. But what's actually the most forward-looking is the price. Okay. So there's actually a chart in one of my videos I show where Bitcoin, friends, you can guess where ISM is going to be based off Bitcoin's last 30 days move. Did you know that? Yeah, so Raul has this chart where you can get, so basically in Raul's charts, because of Bitcoin's recent move, so if you go down, right, so when he did it, right, because of Bitcoin doing this move down, yeah, because of Bitcoin doing this move down here, see that I think that pooper moved down actually. You see this pooper moved down. Yeah, these 2 or 3 weeks. Because it did that in his model, in not just his model, the forecast, they estimated like our business ISM goes down to 48. And then actually, if you check it out, what happened, it came out 48.7. You see? So they actually do that. They match it over time. So it's not exact, but it's accurate. Yeah. So basically, there is no free lunch. Okay. We can't look at an indicator and go, oh, this tells me the future. Therefore, you can't do that. Okay. It's all baked into the price. Okay. So what you and I are doing is don't get confused, right? Don't get scared. Remember, we know they're printing money. The government's printing money. They have debt. They're not going to tax everybody 90% for 10 years, make us all slaves to pay off the debt. Because that's the alternative, okay? We're not going to do that. And by the way, then the debt just grows bigger, then they have to make us slaves again, okay? So they're not going to do that. So we know they only have one path, debase currency. Yeah. Also, not to be too conspiratorial, but there's a lot of people who the government has to put welfare for on their aged pension stuff. So like, friends, I'm not saying the government was like, you know, killing people with zombie virus, you know, stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you, if you look at the incentives, it's scary because they have a lot of people who they would not mind literally dying so they don't have to cover their debt in the future of their like, because you know, like if you live in a 95 and like in the next 10 years, right, if these people are going to all live to 95, the government only planned that they live to 70. 75. So there's an extra 20-year gap. They're like, oh, crap. How are we going to pay for all these people? So that's why I'm just saying it might be weird if like more stuff happens where a lot of old people unfortunately cop it. That's what I'm saying, okay? But either way, they have to print money. Yeah, they have to print money. So the business ISM, friends, in my also macro video you're going to watch, there's forward-looking business ISM stuff, okay? You can make models of like using the US dollar, treasury bonds and stuff out here about the business cycle and it following. And yes, it is expected to hit like 57 and even Raul Powell's the updated ones are 60. What I'll do, actually, I'll bring it up for you now. Actually, here's a chart right now. This is it. This is towards the end of it, right? So look at this. See, this is a 9-month lead on the business conditions. So you see the black line is where we were like a month ago, the business ISM, 49. The red is where it's implying it's going, 57. And actually, if you check this in the past, look, see friends, they match each other. See, they go down together, and then they go up together, and they go down together, up together. So business ISM, yeah, it is more accentuated. It's not perfect, okay? But see, look at this. Where it implies they go, it's interesting, right? They do go, look, exactly the same price. This, by the way, this is a 9-month lead. 9 months. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. So it's 9 months. So it's kind of like you can guess, okay, where are we going the next 9 months? And if you're wondering, Sommi, how is this possible? It's because all businesses, you've already paid for your costs today. You're planning for the future. Yeah. So if the price of oil changes right now, you've already made purchases, say you've already filled up your car petrol tank, right? But if price of oil goes to $5, you're like, oh crap, next week when I fill up petrol, oh no, I can't fill up petrol that much. You see what I mean? Yeah, it's the same thing with businesses. They've already planned for their stuff now. So if the price of oil and US bonds and rates and the old Dickie boy, if those things change, it affects people, you know, for their like inventory purchases because they're going to have to buy stuff, materials for the next 6 to 9 months. Okay, that's pretty much, that's the logic when it comes to that, right? It's planning for the future. Look at these. They pretty much land line in line. Now, obviously, there are some disconnects and stuff out here that there are, all right? But it's interesting. It's interesting. They peaked like the same times, roughly as well. See, look what happened here. This business ISM lead said it's going up to 65, and then it came around, you know, whatever, 58. But here's the thing. This is saying we're going up to 57.8. 57.8, actually towards 60. Now, here's the thing. Don't get too hung up on this. But Raul did say in there, I don't know how much weight to put in this, okay? He just said, he goes, if you have a Bitcoin target of 150 to 250K, you have last cycle PTSD bear market stuff. you are scared of the truncated cycle. He says, based off the business ISM and all the models and that, he says Bitcoin is closer, he said, towards 400K. But this is the thing as well, friends. When he was given the presentation, literally that just happened, it's Bitcoin had just charged up. Okay, Bitcoin had just charged up to 97K. Okay, because I'll just tell you something. Okay, when we were down on the bottoms and he was doing this stuff on the stream, you know, when Trump was down and crashed and Raoul Pal was doing streams, he wasn't talking 400K. All right, he was talking 250. All right, I'm just letting you know. I remember that, and it was literally just a month ago. I remember in the midst of the streams, he's like, yeah, 250. Now, just because we had a thrust up for a month, thrusting upwards, he's like 400K, right? So just, we all, by the way, we all do this. It's just humans, okay? We go down, we go, it's over. We go up, it's better, right? And our targets, they shift, okay? So I'm just reiterating that to you. But yeah, obviously in our situation, like, we'll still take 250K, you know what I mean? Like, not, you know what I mean? Like, just get us out of here. Give us an alt season, please. And remember as well, alt seasons, they're a reflection of that business cycle. Okay, that's what people do when you have businesses booming. It's kind of funny. Maybe Donald Trump's just right, friends. He's gonna say we're gonna have an economic boom. Okay, so it'll be cool. Michael Chad Saylor has hinted at buying more Bitcoin. Too much blue, but not enough orange. He will buy more BTC. Saylor now has 2.64% of total Bitcoin supply, or about 4% of total circulating supply if you remove the lost coins. So if you remove the lost coins, there's only about 14 million to account for with Satoshis. You remove that. Man, that Francie's got 4%, bro. I don't know. Keep buying, bro. Keep buying it. Get it. Get more. Get them all in. I know you're going to have to get forced liquidated one day. This is the chart that Michael Chad Saylor posted. He made the dots orange. And yes, whenever he does this post, he's about to buy. He's probably could be buying right now. All right. And yes, just to let you know what I know is right. So he's purchased, my gosh, he purchased, friends, $16 billion of Bitcoin here. And then the rest is like 26 billion up here. So he's already going lopsided. They've already approved, MicroStrategy said they're going to buy $84 billion extra. That's wild, dude. Do it. Just do it. Just smash it up. Because here's the thing, friends. What people see, this is what you and I are training for. Okay, you know what we're training for? We're training, friends, for the bull market. What we are training for is that moment where the entire crypto market participant sphere, they don't understand how crypto actually values itself and trades. And what I mean by that is, just because Michael Chad Saylor has a lot of the supply, it means nothing for the bid and offer. Nothing. Okay? The market can trade wherever it wants to. The bid and the offer are very, very thin. Do you know, friends, there's only 30,000 BTC on the bid? Do you know that? Around 30,000. Yeah. Actually, I think it's less. It might be 16,000. Yeah, on the bid, sitting on the resting bid. So if there was an infinite minting bug right now, you can only grab 16,000 BTC worth of a bid value on the way down, whatever that number is right now as of today. Okay, so it's like probably 20 or 30 billion dollars. But you think, oh, the thing's 2 trillion valuation. No, you're only going to grab about 20 or 30 billion. Okay, so Michael Chad Saylor, friends, remember his position is like 54, but he's got 555,000 BTC. Okay, so this is what you got to understand. He can own 555,000 BTC in his hands. Yeah. If Bitcoin, and trust me, I know it doesn't mean much now, but I pray one day Bitcoin is really above 250K. Okay. People are going to say Michael Saylor owns all the BTC and they're never selling. They can't get liquidated. I want people to say that to me. Just say that to me, bro. Just yell that to me. Go, just say that to me. I don't want everyone and you want everyone. Just yell that. I want to see Crypto Bandit. I want to see Ivan. I want to see everybody say that, man. Okay? And I'm like, okay. Now we have to officially poop the bed. We have literally locked everybody in to the ultimate trap. We're not there yet, though. We're not there yet, friends. Everybody's still saying he's going to get liquidated. He will. But you know what that means? It means they're sidelined and they're not in yet. Okay, that's the voice of reason they're saying from. So that'll be something to watch because we'll be watching this like play out in real time. Now, I don't know about his liquidation. Okay, and by the way, he doesn't even need to get liquidated. I'm just telling you, he can own all the BTC. It can go for that 250K. It can go all the way back down to 65K, friends, 70K. It can. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He owns all the BTC. Yeah, it trades whatever it wants to on the bid and offer. Yeah, and by the way, we've seen all the charts. In Bitcoin bear markets, people take enormous losses. Yeah, they literally swipe the bid on the way down. They take losses. Yeah, they're like they take huge losses. So it doesn't matter how much you earn. Okay. Also interesting. About 6% of the world is invested in crypto, and 10 to 15% of the world is invested in stocks. So a lot of people have seen this as bearish. Okay, because, and it actually is true because a lot of people are shocked. I did not know how much of the world is in equities. It's only 10 to 15%. Now, everyone says, oh, everyone I know has an ETF. No, dude. Do you know 15% of the world is 1.2 billion people. There's 8 billion people on Earth now. Okay, so 10% is about 800 million people. Yeah, so 15% is 1.2 billion. Also, a lot of the ETFs that you're probably talking about, very low wage earners who are buying an index. Yeah, they're not hunting like, you know, Korean stocks, which is actually what Warren Buffett does in his spare time. Yeah, that's his like pump fund Solana shitter trading. He buys Korean train stocks. Yeah, and he smashes it as well. He's got like 50% return. He can't even understand what the books he's reading. I think he has to get a translator for it. Someone translates it and prints it for him. He looks at this sheet. It's kind of funny out here. But I read about this years ago. It's kind of cool. Just shows you like, and this was like, you know, maybe 10 years ago. So like, just showing you like everyone's got that degen part in them. But yeah, friends, it's not really concerning. But we're not the earliest, man. We're not the earliest. Bitcoin and all the world adoption, like that's why Plan B says Bitcoin's going to 100 trillion, because he believes everybody in the world is going to have Bitcoin. And I'm saying, dude, 10 to 15% of people have equities. You know what I mean? And the government forces you to buy that. You know that? The government literally forces you to buy. Let's say it's 15%. Let's say even Bitcoin and crypto, it's more universal. It's more applicable. Okay, what are you going to get? 20%? You know what I mean? So, but it doesn't matter. They're still going to have the high targets. So we are still going to make it. But we understand we're not like the super earliest anymore. And we have to like still remember as well, friends, we are now on our 6th red altcoin candle. 6 in a row. 6. My gosh, man. This is literally bear market stuff, friends. After giant bulls, this did 7. Okay, but man, you literally went up. Altcoins did a 300x. Of course, you're going to do 7 red in a row and then 5 red in a row here. Okay, dude, we literally haven't even gone up at all. We've just gone down. So, yeah, it's going to be a while. When's all that adoption coming? We'll see. It's going to come with that business ISM cycle going up. But how much? You know, that's another thing got to think about. In other news, I'm going to cover as well for you, friends. President Trump says he will lower tariffs on China at some point. As well, also, President Trump says China's economy is collapsing. It's funny, I don't know what that means as well. You know, are we all collapsing or are we doing okay? President Trump says, I want crypto. Crypto is important because if we don't do it, China is going to. Let's actually look at his videos. He says this stuff. Let's see.
You're not dropping the tariffs against China to get them to the negotiating table. Those tariffs are staying on.
Why would I do that?
Would you lower them?
At some point, I'm going to lower them because otherwise you could never do business with them. Yeah. And they want to do business very much. Look, their economy is really doing badly. Their economy is collapsing.
Interesting. Because you have Arthur Hayes saying China's doing great, but Arthur loves China. Like the BitMEX office used to be in Hong Kong. Yeah, I think he's got yellow fever as well. I think Arthur, yeah, he's always dated Asian chicks as well. So yeah, Fred, that goes into my qualitative analysis for people's forecasts on what they think. Oh, yeah, Arthur's always had Asian fever, so of course he's going to say China's economy. Also, when China, in his Maybach interview with Kyle Chassé, the one I covered here for you as well, Arthur pretty much said people underestimate how far the Chinese people are willing to go as punishment to, like, you know, to win something out here. Could be, sir. Could be. I mean, you know, You're deep in those Asian wars way more than we are. But we'll see. What's
otherwise you could never do business with them. Yeah. And they want to do business very much. Look, their economy is really...
So Trump reiterating that, you know, their economy ain't best. What has he got here?
I want crypto.
What's he saying here?
I want crypto. I think crypto is important because if we don't do it, China's going to. And
so that's it. That's your crypto thesis, by the way. I know everyone's going to laugh at it. They're like, wait. He's only bullish on crypto because if we don't do it, China will do it. Yeah, but that's all you need him to do, bro. Who cares about anything else? He's not meant to know everything. He's just one man. But that's good. That's great. Competition, friends. We want to be number one. What else is he saying here? Let's check it out.
So I think crypto is important because if we don't do it, China's going to. And it's new. It's very popular. It's very hot. If you look at the market, when the market went down, that stayed much stronger than other aspects of the market. But I want crypto because a lot of people, you know, millions of people want it. I don't know if you know that Biden went after it violently, and then before the election, he changed his tune entirely. His head of the SEC, everybody changed their tune. You know why? Because there were hundreds of millions of people that are participating in crypto, and they wanted...
There you go. There you go. Also, Mr. Sky W, how are these not top signals? No, so they're bull signals. They're bull signals because in a bear market, see, I'm trying to help you, okay? In the bear market, there are a lot of subhuman filth, pencil neck, noodle arm, leg day skipping scum who will convince you that they're geniuses and that, oh, I sold the top, I'm doing great, everything about me is great. Everything about me is winning. I'm good. You're stupid. It was so obvious to sell. They say that. They're all full of shit. I actually checked the stats, sir. My good sir, Mr. Sky W. Just to let you know, so at the top of the Bitcoin range, because I went through this as well, bro. I want to know, all right, how many geniuses were there that sold? Roughly, of all the participants in crypto, do you know in this area, the average volume was here, right? Bitcoin 48K. About 10% sold net. Everything. 10% of people. So out of 100 people, 10 sold everything up there. All right. But this is where it gets a bit wild. Half of them bought back too early. So they sold everything. Yeah. And along the way, somewhere like, so they sold, but then market's still dipping. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. So I just want to show you what it looked like, man. This is what it looked like, bro. This is what it looked like. This is literally, by the way, you're about to get turbo wrecked. All of us literally about to literally wish we were never born from this moment. Okay. So that's what everyone sold. Everyone was selling here, by the way. Ivan was getting bearish 25K. Everyone was selling. Everyone net sell. Yeah. So by this point, around this point, so everybody, like, more people had sold, but a lot of people had sold early. Yeah, maybe like 30% of people that had gotten rid of everything here. But the top 10% sold around here net. And yeah, half of them, they were buying back in here. Even if you check a lot of the crypto KOLs, remember, in everyone's mind, Bitcoin's going to 100K. So they were still bidding Bitcoin at 40 because it's a free 2x. They put in 100K, they're bidding 40. Oh, I get to sell it for 2x. Yeah, that's what was happening. Okay. And then look what ends up happening. Well, you know what ends up happening, right? So it starts getting wrecked, right? All the way down here. Bang, bang, bang. It's over. Stop. No, we're dead. Okay, finished. Goodbye. All right. So don't think that, so what you're seeing is these are bull market signals, okay? So the actual euphoria, that's why I've made my exotic top signals. Coinbase App Store ranking #1. Right now it's at rank 350, okay? You know, maybe we have $1 billion ICO raise plus. Maybe Ty Lopez comes back, starts grifting AI and crypto stuff out here. It might get tough, but yeah, you know what I mean? That I'm looking for this whole scope of stuff out here, and you never really truly know. Okay, but yeah, this is what happens. In a bull market, you're constantly like breaking highs with like new signal. And yeah, friends, when you're looking at Trump, I don't look. I don't care about the politics, man. It's literally, it's food for the masses to distract them. It's dopamine for the masses to keep them. They just keep yelling at each other. It's distraction, dude. It's bread and circus stuff, all right? So I don't really give a crap. I'll just tell you something. I think Trump's economy is going to boom. I really do think it is. Yeah? Because I'm not even looking at the dude. I'm just looking at the macro. And by the way, if it was Joe Biden re-elected or Kamala Krappus, I'm sorry to say it would be going up as well. It would be, okay? Because we've already seen when we have a hostile crypto president stuff out here, when they print money, it still finds a way into crypto. They just go make a hub somewhere else that they find a way in, all right? So yeah, I think it's going to boom. I think that business ISM is going to go up. I don't think it's actually started. And by the way, like business ISM cycle has said we haven't started. So it's not your friend Sommi saying we haven't started. No, bro, I'm literally telling you we haven't actually started the cycle, bro. We've been 30 months down contracting. It's not even me saying like, oh, but it's a bull market, but we're late. I hear this everywhere. Everyone says, we're late to the bull. We're late to the bull. I don't know, bro. Business, like, according to data, we're early. I know it feels late. Trust me, I feel like it's going to collapse any second now. But according to everything, we're not late, bro. It's still like it hasn't started. Now, we've got to remember as well, Bitcoin tops out before the ISM. And crypto tops out before the ISM. All right, so maybe Trump has a big fat boom, but it doesn't run as long as it did last time. You know, maybe it runs, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll get that path when we get there, right? Binance partners with Central Asian nation Kyrgyzstan to launch crypto payments and blockchain education, which is cool. That's what blockchain does around the world, just like setting up all these hubs. Because they're the countries that really need it, by the way. They are. Like, if you're in a country out here, you're getting debased at least 8%. Like, the US government's 8%. You know what I mean? Like, what are you getting debased? Probably like 14%. You need crypto more than anybody else. Yeah, not even the NASDAQ can help you. At least in the stock market, if you're in the NASDAQ grows 16% per year. All right, so they're printing at 8 to 10. Yeah, maybe NASDAQ hopefully keeps growing that much. We'll see. It's literally the only alternative, okay? Coinbase has also made a new commercial. Let's see how poop it is.
If a Bitcoin was the size of a quarter, all 21 million of them would fit inside a single shipping container. But to fit the dollars the Fed prints on average every day, you'd need 72 shipping containers. Each year, you'd need 26,280 containers. And to fit what they've printed in the last decade, well, you'd need a lot more than that.
Yeah. Friends, I've learned things I never thought I would have learned about marketing and people in crypto. Just investing in the world in general. Marketing. I feel like I've literally got an advanced degree in this shit now. Yeah, because in crypto it's Wild Wild West. So that ad's dog shit. Boring. Bro, do you understand why people come into crypto? To get rich. All right, where in that is get rich. I didn't say that. See, what crypto is and what they want, two different things. They want crypto to be freedom, liberty, separating man and money and government. That's what they want. That's not crypto, bro. You want to know what crypto is? You know what it is. It's Pokeballs. It's lollipops. It's Spoonie. Okay? It's Pokemon hats. That's what it is. It's nuclear herb. Like, not just any herb, nuclear herbs. You want to make a crypto ad? Coinbase? You don't need your shitty little $50 million budget. Give me about $500 on a Saturday afternoon. All you got to do is you tell everybody, hey, I'm serious, by the way. You go, hey, dum-dum. Remember when Bitcoin was 1 cent and you didn't buy it? Yeah, then it went to $10, right? I don't even know the maths on that. That's 1,000 times your money. Yeah, you thought you were too smart, wasn't it? Do you remember when Bitcoin was just $100 and it went to $100,000? What's that? Is that another like 1,000 or a 10,000x? Yeah, guess what? You missed out again. Well, Bitcoin's $100,000 right now. It's going to do another 1,000x. you're going to miss out again. That's going to work way better than whatever the shit they put out as. All right? And trust me, it'll get people talking. Because the price is actually higher than... if you're curious where 1000X will take us, by the way, it's actually higher than Michael Saylor's estimate. It's $100 million BTC. Yeah, there you go. I love just these people like, we're pragmatists. No, we're here to save the starving children in Africa. We're here to change the government. Bro, just shut up. All of you are billionaires because you wanted to get rich in crypto and you held, okay? You kept holding. The money's big. What do you think people are looking at when they come in? Wow, you get to vote on this shitty little protocol with 6 people to change the logo that no one cares about? Wow. Oh, man, it's funny. So don't forget, friends, that's what people are here to do. So after learning all that, where to from here? Be interesting, friends. I look at the SOL-ETH ratio. I'm thinking, that's weird, bro. Why are you going down? Why are you weak? Have you topped out for like good now? You've come back to the Trump area? I do wonder. But for the rest of us, baby dolls, the month of March, why? I'm going to ask. Am I allowed to ask for a green candle, please, sir? Are we allowed to ask for one, or is it too much? Because right now, this is the Bitcoin chart on 4 hour. I think BCB, they still think 130K is coming, and then it's all over. All right, but I think it's not all over, friends. I think it comes down and they do more money printing things, and then we actually go for another leg later. That's what I probably think is going to happen. But what do I know, bro? I'm wearing a Snorlax hat. Like, subscribe, baby, but not kitchen soon.